So, I've made a lot of OCs, right? I've made my OC, I've made the most powerful OCs, I made the most powerful OC singular, but what I haven't done is made the most dead OCs, aka dead memes, or in the final Toons case, literally dead, but we'll get to that later. So, in today's video, I'm going to be turning memes slash dead memes slash really dead memes into Dandy's World OCs. Let's get right into it. Okay, so, I was originally today planning to, hold on a sec, let me pull up the list. Mama Jacks, crap, most of these are files, hold on. So, for my plans, I was originally going to do more Undertale Red and Yellow, and then I was going to finish off the Shelly video I started recording a couple weeks ago, or last week. Except then I got the idea to make memes into Dandy's World OCs, and I don't know, I guess that took priority. So, our first OC we're going to make today is Nyan Cat. A gif of a cat Pop-Tarts riding through space, trailing rainbows behind them. For some reason, the internet was, and will always be a really weird place. So, Nyan Cats, I'm not even sure what the history of them was, but I honestly can't be bothered to look up the Wikipedia page. So anyway, what I was thinking was, obviously, Nyan Cat would be like a distractor. All animal characters in Danny's World are the three of them. Technically, Rudy counts, but I don't count Rudy. But anyway, I did have some trouble with the body of Nyan Cat, because obviously, Pop-Tart, flat. How was I meant to incorporate flat while still incorporating body and keeping the Dandy's World art style? Well, I decided that I would have it's kind of like you in a way where it's like how you would sit down, like hugging your legs, which are up to your body or torso or whatever, and Nyan Cat would essentially be doing that while floating in the air. Actually, if you look up Mew online, they're probably gonna be the pose. I ended up making the rainbow trail a rainbow tail because I realized that Nyan Cat doesn't have a tail in the GIF, and I wanted to give it a tail just so it wouldn't be associated with a dog, like Pebble and Cole, who both have like more blocky tails, so I wanted to make this one more flowy, like an actual cat tail. And yeah. Honestly, I feel like this design really incorporates the Nyan Cat, like, feel, or the design, really. I think it did a pretty good job. I don't actually have a lot to say about the Twisted, and the footage isn't really that long, so I'm probably gonna just mix this footage into the, Twisted Nyan Cat footage. Basically, all I did was make them hang Basically, my concept is, Twisted Nyan, or Naya, as I call them, hang from the ceiling on, like, the tassels, or the tail split into several pieces. And basically, it can crawl on the ceiling and crawl over obstacles, so you're probably asking, well, how do we get rid of them? Obviously, we need to get away from them. Well, I'm imagining that they have the attention span of Toons, the sight of Pebble, or 10 bit enough, and the speed of Poppy. So essentially, they can see from really far away and go over obstacles, but the moment you go around the wall, they're gone. But yeah, that's essentially my concept for Nyan Cat. And now on to what I feel like is the worst OC I have ever made. And here we have Mike Wazowski, probably not the first meme people think of when thinking of memes. He's pretty outdated, kind of boring, and, Mike Wazowski, but whatever. My first idea for this would be Pepe the Frog. However, then I realized that Pepe the Frog isn't a dead meme, and he's actually quite well known. So, I tried to use Uganda Knuckles. Then I realized there's no actual way to make Uganda Knuckles into the tune without just making him fucking Uganda Knuckles. So yeah. This is the best idea I could come up with. I already had the best saved for the last tune. Worst part is, this guy's design is so incredibly simple that I had to include both the twisted speed paint as well as the regular Toon speed paint into the same recording session, which, isn't the best, but whatever, we're making it work. Mike Wazowski, well, he's pretty boring, right? Like, his twisted is boring, his design's really just him, but toonified, and now with one eye, except I guess the meme had two eyes, but whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure how to stretch this out further. Yeah, this is the first time during a recording session that, I've actually been lost for words. Just goes to show how incredibly boring Mike Wazowski Toon, or Mikey as I call him, is. What to say? Oh, did you guys know that the coconut isn't actually a nut? Yeah, it's actually classed as a type of fruit, because it grows on trees, it's made to be a seed for another coconut tree. So, yeah, coconuts, despite being called nuts, are actually fruit. Which, honestly, pretty incredible fact, and will hopefully stop you from clicking off this video. Or whatever, on to the best tune I've ever made, as a contrast to this one, which is, the worst, as you guys can tell. That's right, for our final tune, he is coming up from the underground to give us a bad time. He's seen the Pope, he's seen Tumblr, and Tumblr has seen him. He's seen his brother cook a mean plate of spaghetti that's already frozen to the table. That's right, it's Sans Undertale coming in as the only iconic meme ever. No meme is better than Sans, and no one can change my mind, mostly because I was an Undertale fan for half my life, but we're getting sidetracked. Sans. How did I turn him into a toon? Well, Sans would be more for veteran players. He'd only have 1 HP, however abilities that would be broken enough to counteract this. For example, his active ability, I remember this very vividly, even though I'm not looking at the sheet, it was, if you time it correctly, then you're able to, bounce back attacks at Twisteds, which would be absolutely broken for something like Poppy, who has 3 HP, however Sans only has 1, so if you miss, then you're dead. It also has 3 charges before going on a 120-second cooldown, so you can't just spam it over and over again until you are at the end of a floor. His second ability halves his walking speed and doubles his running speed, which might seem a tad bit odd, but let me elaborate. This version of Sans has 4 walking speed, or movement speed in general. A toon with that level of movement speed's walking speed would be 17 digits, right? Or 17 just abstract speed variable. If you were to halve that, that'd get 8, meaning Sans when walking is slower than Shrimpo. Well, both the Toon and the Twisted. However, when running, Toons with a movement speed of 4 have a running speed of 27, I believe. He has a running speed of 54, which is fast enough to outrun Twisted Babette in panic mode. That's how broken his speed is. However, he only has 1 star in stamina, so he can only run for 10 seconds, and then he's just, you know, slow as balls. Overall, I believe I did a great job transferring Sans into Toon form. I based this design a tiny bit on Swaptail Sans, the bubbly one, which is probably gonna pop up on the screen here. And honestly, I feel like that works well. I tried giving him like the black dot inside of his blue eye, but that didn't work. Anyway, let's move on to this twisted form. It's time, Twisted Sans, baby, let's go! When I was making this design, I kind of molded together a couple AUs which I found in my time in the Undertale community. Basically, I fused together Horrortail Sans, Underfell Sans. Underfell's a tiny bit because of the eyes. Dusttail Sans, but only a tiny bit. And I believe Wiki Sans? I can't remember all of them right now, but just a lot of AUs, a lot of Sanses. Well, you probably don't know what AUs are, but I'm not going to explain it to you. Just go into the Undertale community, ask them, and they'll gladly yell at you about it. What's Twisted Sans' deal? Like, he's not just gonna be some basic Twisted main, right? Well, not exactly. You see, every floor there's a 5% chance that a small child with a blue striped shirt will appear somewhere on that floor. If you give them enough items, they'll gladly come and join you. They'll hang around for a couple floors until, on floor 3, something changes. You hear a cackle, and then suddenly, boom, Twisted Sans. Twisted Sans is the only Twisted on the floor, but trust me, he's more than enough. Now, Twisted Sans has a couple of abilities. For starters, when you're on his floor, he gives you tiredness for the majority of it, so good luck running away from him. Secondly, whenever Sans sees you, he will thrust his arm either up, down, left, or right. This will mean that you can only travel in that direction. I don't mean like if he points down, then you just have to run towards him and pray that the effect wears off. No. I mean, like, for example, if he were to throw his arm right, then you could still be able to move your perspective around, you just have to hold right. And this might get disorienting if you're getting chased by a giant demon skeleton thing. And finally, Sans has a circle of coloured bones surrounding him. He can throw these bones at you. However, these bones each have individual properties. For example, if it's an orange bone, you have to run or you'll take damage. If it's a blue bone, you have to stay still or you'll take damage. So you could be running away from him and he could just throw a blue bone and you can't do anything as he slowly gets closer. Or you could be hiding from him, he throws an orange bone and you have to run out of hiding, or he's gonna rapidly approach you, and you don't want to get rapidly approached by Sans Undertale as the demon. Yeah. And so yeah, that's Twisted Sans. As said earlier, I did base this design off of a couple of AUs of Sans. Hell, even the song that's playing now, and probably the song that'll be playing when he enters a floor, is actually from Dusttail, one of the AUs I mentioned earlier. I did have some trouble with the legs, as you'd probably see, but other than that, I honestly think that this design went well as this entire video. Aside from Mikey. And so there we have it. Honestly, I feel like this batch of Toons is by far one of my best, one of my worst, and one of my mest tunes I have ever made. Mikey will forever haunt my dreams and my comment section, probably. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more daily content. I don't upload art content a lot, but I do upload gaming content quite a bit. Daily, more accurately. But anyway, if you guys want to see that, then stay tuned, I guess. And I shall see you all later with a brand new daily video. See ya!